Today, I am announcing that Cabinet agrees we are ready to move into level 2, to open up the economy, but to do it as safely as possible. So let me set out how we will do that. On Thursday this week, retail, malls, cafes, restaurants, cinemas, and other public spaces, including playgrounds and gyms, can reopen. All will be required to have physical distancing and strict hygiene measures in place. You can begin to move around New Zealand, but space yourself out, especially if you're using public transport. And of course, health services will restart. On Monday, 18 May, all children and young people will be able to return to school and early learning. This staging is to give parents, teachers and education facilities time to plan. And finally, on Thursday, 21 May, bars will be able to open with all the requirements set out last week, including that seating must be provided, there must be space between tables, and there mustn't be multiple waiters and waitresses serving a single table. We have left bars till last because they do pose the most risk. As we can see from South Korea that recently opened up their bars only to close them again after one person created an outbreak of 40 people and caused 1,500 tests. While we have put in place measures and expectations to make all hospitality as safe as possible, these few extra days really do give us a chance to lock in the data from level 3 and feel more secure that we're ready for this move. Overall, though, the upshot is that in 10 days' time, we will have reopened most businesses in New Zealand, and sooner than many other countries around the world. But that fits with our plan, and our plan was go hard, go early, so we can get our economy moving again sooner, and so we can get the economic benefit of getting our health response right. And so far, we have. But there does have to be a new normal. And that normal means that we will be breaking out of our bubbles. We will be around more people. But we can do that and get more activity going if we balance that with keeping our distance and keeping our social gatherings small for now. Our strength so far has been our willingness to learn about this virus and change the way that we behave to beat it. And we've learnt a lot, especially from our clusters. If you've followed their origin, you'll know that they're a slice of Kiwi life. They have started at wedding receptions, stag do's, a conference in Queenstown that included drinks and socialising, a bar in Matamata. There is a theme. When we come together to socialise in large numbers with one another, there is risk. The best insurance policy we have for that risk is to reduce the size of our socialising for now. And that is what the Director General of Health has recommended that we do for now. Parties, big social events, or anything designed to be for mixing and mingling won't be allowed to happen for groups that are larger than 10. Gatherings at home need to be kept at 10. Church and religious events, weddings, funerals, stag do's, all limited to 10 for now. And if you're wanting to head to a restaurant or a bar, they won't be able to take group bookings for larger than 10. This, alongside social distancing, is our insurance policy. And why 10? Simple. If something goes wrong with a group of 10, that is much easier to contain, much easier to contact trace, much less likely that if something goes wrong, the whole country will have to experience more restrictions. That doesn't mean that you won't see larger gatherings of people around you. People, for instance, will be at the movies, but they'll all be spaced out. They'll be watching sports, but they will be spaced out. People might go to a show, but they will be spaced out. You'll see bars and restaurants open, but they again will be required to have people seated and spaced out. We have done what we can to prioritise opening up businesses, but just alter the way that we work within them for the next wee while. This strikes a balance between getting the economy moving, but also making sure we have got the next stage right. I know that many New Zealanders are looking forward to catching up with friends and family, and from this Thursday you can. But for now, as I've said, it just needs to be small. This is a transition out of our bubbles, where you can see people you haven't seen in a while. You just can't do it all at once. I should add, though, a particular note, because I have been asked this a few times. If you have a family that is larger than 10, we're not suggesting you throw anyone out of the house. We are being pragmatic. We just don't want you to have a large gathering yet. This is also one of the reasons that we have decided to allow travel again, as we signalled last week. Because it isn't so much the movement around the country that is an issue. It's actually what people do when they get there that matters. So go and see your mum. Just don't turn it into a massive family reunion while you're at it. Instead, maybe see your mum, visit a local tourism site, or support a local business. I do want to acknowledge we will be looking at these restrictions, these remaining restrictions, again in just 2 weeks' time. And if our numbers continue to look good, the number of people you can socialise with and hold events with will grow. And I do want to signal that. If our numbers are still looking good, we will begin to grow those numbers. Last Thursday, when announcing what Level 2 looks like, I said the key rule is to play it safe, that we all need to take individual responsibility for our actions and continue to behave like the virus is still amongst us, especially when in public and around people that you don't know. At Level 4 and Level 3, we had success because staying home meant we broke the chain of transmission. We simply weren't in contact with one another to spread the virus. At Level 2, we are now out and about again. Just about all parts of the economy are opening up again. What we have balanced in these decisions is how we can do that. Get those restaurants open, malls open, shops open, but how we can keep them open. That's why we're asking you all to be incredibly careful as we get back to a new, safer normal. None of us can assume COVID isn't with us. So with that in mind, a reminder of the golden rules of Level 2. Keep your distance from other people when you're out in public, including on transport. If you're sick, stay home. Don't go to work or school. Don't socialise. This should be a really low bar. If you have symptoms of cold or flu, call your doctor or healthline immediately and get tested. Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, and do it properly. Don't get together socially or mix and mingle with more than 10 people at once, and keep a track of where you've been and who you've seen. Your efforts, New Zealand, have got us to this place, ahead of most of the world, and without the carnage that COVID has inflicted in many other places. But there are risks ahead, so please be vigilant at Level 2. Irresponsible behaviour will take us backwards. Getting to this position early has saved jobs and businesses, but there is a long road ahead to full recovery, and things will continue to be very, very tough before they get better. We are looking to provide more support for the businesses most affected, and to do that soon. This week, the government will release our budget, our plan to respond to the economic toll the virus has caused. It will be, however, one of many steps that we take in our efforts to rebuild together. In fact, that is what the budget is called, rebuilding. At its heart is the simple idea that our team of 5 million has united to beat the virus and must keep doing so. And now, together, we can also unite to rebuild our economy. And that there is an opportunity to build back even better, addressing issues like inequality or rundown infrastructure and challenges to our environment. The Finance Minister will have much, much more to say on that on Thursday. So for now, we are in Level 3 for just 2 more days. From Thursday, when you wake up, play it safe. Remember that wall of defence we built together as a team now rests with every one of us. So when you're out and about, acknowledge your fellow teammates, enjoy being out more and seeing others. Keep it small, keep your distance, and be kind.